Hello everyone, my name is Bhavna Moria. I'm studying in S5 BSc Alfiston College. The Internal Quality Assurance Cell and Nature Club of a college is celebrating Wildlife Week from 2nd to 8th of October this year to create awareness about wildlife and environment. The topic of my presentation is mangroves in Mumbai. We are going to start the presentation by knowing what actually are mangroves. The term mangrove is considered to be derived from the word mang, which means stand of trees. As we all know, many people consider mangroves to be weedy plants growing pointlessly without any benefit, but that's not true. Mangroves are trees or shrubs that are found on the interface between land and sea, which are adapted to estuarine or saline condition. They are mostly found in the tropical and subtropical region with average temperature of 24 degrees centigrade. They are also known as halophytes due to their high salt tolerance. They have productive ecosystems. Plant community adapted to mangrove is called mangrove vegetation. Mangroves are classified into two groups. True mangroves, essentially halophytes. They have nematophores or aerial roots. Mangrove associates. They are glycophytes. These plants usually grow in the vicinity of true mangroves. Some of them have medicinal use also. One such example of mangrove associate is miswak, which is one of the main ingredient in toothpaste. Now that we had an insight on what are mangroves, we move further to the history of mangroves in Mumbai. Not many people know that today's Mumbai was once a group of 7 islands. Mumbai's historical records from 1670 shows that there were 7 islands which were Mazgaon, Worli, Mahim, Parel, Bombay, Colaba and Little Colaba. The British understood the economic importance of these islands and began to exploit these islands for economic gains by destroying the mangroves and reclaiming these islands into one continuous landmass, which later came to known as Greater Bombay. Since then, the rapid development, urbanization, overpopulation took a toll on these mangroves, causing its destruction. Though few patches are still left on the coastal region of our city. By knowing all this, we can say that Mumbai had a luxuriant past of mangroves forest, which helped and protected the city from the destruction of the sea. It is also believed by researchers that Mumbai has lost about 40 to 70% of its original mangrove cover and it's still decreasing at an alarming rate. In this slide, you can see the evolution of 7 islands to Mumbai city. In the first map, you can see 7 different islands, which was later reclaimed into a single mass by the Hornby Yellard Engineering Project in 1784. In the second map, you can see the union of islands. In the third map, you can see the present day Mumbai city. This is the city that we have known for as long as we can remember. Like we have established earlier that there are few patches of mangroves still left in the city even after undergoing massive destruction. Some of these mangrove sites are listed here which reside in the heart of the city like mangroves in Vasai Creek, Vikhroli, Malad and Manori, Sivri, Thane Creek, Versova, Bhandup, Mahim and Bandra, Mumbra and Riva, etc. All these places have mangroves in small or large patches. Importance of mangroves. Like the spirit of Mumbai, the spirit of mangroves too is resilient to thrive and overcome any adverse condition. Every day while traveling, we get a glance of these weedy plants. Like I said earlier, some of us think that they are pointlessly growing on land which can be used for various developmental purposes, but that's not the case. The mangroves are and have always been a boon to our city. So it have major impact and importance to the city of Mumbai. Let's take a brief look on the importance of mangroves. As Mumbai is built on reclaimed land, it is prone to flooding and erosion. These mangroves act as a protective barrier for land when the sea level rises due to heavy rainfall, protecting low-lying areas and coastal areas. Its ecosystem provide a breeding ground for various marine plants and animals. Mangrove associates are used for various medicinal purposes. Mangroves provide livelihood to the fishermen. The original inhabitant of Mumbai, that is the Koli community, worship mangroves. It is home for many indigenous as well as migratory birds like flamingos, Siberian cranes, etc. during their migratory season. Mangroves work as a natural filtration system, absorbing harmful pollutants from water bodies. It also helps in purifying air as it can absorb carbon dioxide 40% more than any other plant, helping in curbing the heat of our city. Dense mangroves helps to harness wind generated wave, acting as a buffer between land and sea, thus protecting the coastal areas. Mangroves can be beneficial for academic and research purposes to study flora and fauna of Mumbai's coastline. It also provide opportunities for ecotourism, which in turn create awareness regarding conservation of coastal habitat and mangroves. Also, it provides employment to the locals who serve as guides on such eco trails. Now let's have an insight on the causes of destruction of mangroves. Illegal as well as legal reclamation of mangrove lands for various developmental purposes. Unplanned projects started by the government agencies to build coastal roads, new railway lines, metro projects, etc. are one of the major contributors to the destruction of mangroves. Building projects by builders and developers, mangrove lands cleared to be used as dumping grounds, example being the dumping ground of Devnar, to create area for agrarian activities and salt pans. Mangroves are being destroyed. Also, the general lack of awareness among citizens. I'd like to shed light on one of the major concerns, according to me, which is the lack of intent shown by government authorities to stop these illegal activities owing to corruption. As we all know, there are certain corrupt politicians as well as bureaucrats who give green flag to certain illegal projects for money or the promise of land or an apartment or sometimes the whole building on the cleared area. Also, there is a little to no legal action taken on the perpetrators, owing to which they continue to do all this illegal work which causes mangrove depletion. There's mangrove land cleared to extract sand for construction work and encroachment by the increasing population as they usually come from low income group. Due to increasing population, the level of pollution has also increased on a mass scale. The unplanned sewage management, lack of hygiene awareness of citizens of Mumbai just adds to the misery of mangroves. These are few photographs on causes and destruction of mangroves. We can see illegal as well as legal construction causing depletion of mangroves. There's pollution and clearing of mangrove land going on, which destroys the mangrove cover. Conservation of mangroves. If there are many causes of destruction of mangroves, there are also ways to conserve them. Mangroves are Mumbai's green guards, so it's a collective responsibility to ensure protection and conservation to our unsung hero. Let's have a look on ways to conserve mangroves. Regulation on the cutting of mangroves, following 3R principle to control pollution, reporting the incidents of destruction of mangroves, active vigilance on all the activities going on in a local neighborhood mangroves, participation in conservation activities carried out by NGO or government, legal action on perpetrators, the restoration programs going on to increase mangrove coverage. Private business firms like Godrej Enterprises should come forward as the restoration and conservation programs needs fund as well as manpower. The example of Godrej Enterprises is given because they have protected and conserved the private mangrove area in Vikhroli since many years. So if big business houses come forward and help, it would do good in mangrove conservation. One of the most effective tools in the conservation of mangroves are the laws and regulations that are already present for the protection of environment. The mangroves have been afforded protection under Coastal Zone Regulation Act 1991, Maharashtra Private Forest Act 1975, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, the Maharashtra Felling of Trees Act 1964. Recently, Bombay High Court has ordered freeze of destruction of mangrove forest in Maharashtra and has banned construction within 15 meters of mangroves. With these laws already present, the process of conservation We'll need support of the local communities and citizens alike. We can put pressure on the government for better implementation of these laws. I'd like to give example of RA Forest, where government authorities had to put a stay on Metro Shed project owing to the awareness created by local communities, students, NGOs. Thousands of citizens protested against the action of government. This proves as an example that if we come together, we can put a stop on the destruction of environment in the guise of development. One of the many ways to protect the green guards is to create awareness regarding conservation, which has increased in past few years owing to social media. Of all the things that we can do, we can educate the future generation regarding conservation of mangroves as well as the environment. Parents and schools should encourage children to be more aware of our surroundings. I'd like to conclude this presentation by saying that mangroves have always been a part of Earth from million years. It's like an elder member of our family, a family called Earth, a family called Mumbai. What happens when an elder member is unable to take care of themselves? It's the responsibility of younger members, us, to provide nourishment and protection to the elder ones. It's our duty and responsibility. So, save mangroves so that we can save Mumbai. Thank you.